Hello, everybody. Well, I know I was supposed to have had Connie Bellinger Williams with me today, but she had to cancel out last minute, which is no problem. No problem. We can just reschedule it. We can do it another time. Like I told you last week, that's one of the difficulties of doing a little deal like this. You don't know what their schedule is, and they try to accommodate you, but things happen. You know, things are always happening. So I kind of had to pull a rabbit out of my butt. Okay. Uh, you know, but it's how it goes. And hopefully I can do a little show here for you. It's not going to have a whole lot to do with banning, but you will have something to do with probably what everybody out there has done in their life, especially when they were younger and they just got their driver's license. Yeah. Uh, that's cruising. Ever since the movie, Van Nuys Boulevard came out and American Graffiti and all those movies, people have cruised. And my little cruising spot was a little place called Kendale Shopping Center. It was a 3 block strip mall. And we used to run up and down that thing and raise hell, do all kind of stupid stuff. Believe me, I did a lot of stupid stuff when I was a kid. And that's why I'm glad I didn't have Facebook back then, because everybody would know what kind of stupid stuff I did. And well, one thing I like doing, I like telling stories. I like back when I was younger, I wanted to be a stand-up comedian too. I don't know if I'd ever made it, because when I get in front of people, I get kind of stage fright and I can't remember my freaking name. But I hope I can entertain y'all tonight with a little something. Kind of, like I said, I had to pull a rabbit up, but like I said, a little place we used to cruise at in Kendale. It was such a fascinating place. It was kind of like our own Van Nuys Boulevard. I mean, there used to be 400 or 500 cars used to show up at this thing every Friday and Saturday night, and some pretty wild stuff too. I know I had a friend of mine, Kenny. He had a three-wheeler Volkswagen three-wheeler that he drove around and do wheel stands going up and down Kendale. Stuff like that. But when I was a kid, I was kind of crazy. Hard to believe that looking at me now, huh? But yeah, I used to do crazy stuff. I mean, like when I was like 14, 15 years old, I used to I lived on the other side of Broadway from Sanford, which was like 10 miles from Kendale. And I used to just get a wild hair bass on a Saturday morning. And I just take off walking, right? I'd get up there up to 421, walking to Sanford. And sometimes I'd hitch a ride, which you can't do that now. I wouldn't. I hate even driving to Sanford, much less having to walk to it. But yeah, I used to thumb my way to Sanford, get up there to Kendale, where all my friends were, and hang around with them, and just do whatever, you know. And just catch a ride with people. I didn't have my driver's license. I was 14. And we just hook up with friends and we just ride up and down the shopping center. Sometimes we'd go down or circle around a big bowling alley, come back up, stop and park. Hell, we'd have like, I don't know, 20, 30 cars sitting there parked in one spot, just bullshitting with each other, And it was fun. I mean, but I would walk to Sanford. And hell, I guess my parents didn't really care because hell, they never come looking for me. Sweet. But anyway, but I used to have a real good time. And what was really cool about the whole thing is my cousin, Twinkie. I love you, Twinkie. If you're watching this, I love you because I'm going to embarrass the shit out of you. Uh, she lived right behind Kendale on Academy Street. And we used to go to her house and we'd sit in her room and we'd listen to 45 records. And don't get them out of order. Don't ever get them out of order. But believe it or not, this right here, that's my cousin Twinkie and my old lady Jer. Back in 1977, I'm guessing. I think that's 77. And the other girl there to the right, that's Donna Casey. She was one of my best friend's sister. And she was crazy then, she's crazy now. But And here's the trio nowadays. Well, not the trio, yeah, the couple of them. But like I said, we used to go to Twinkie's house, hang out. Used to hang out at the neighbors because Twinkie lived in one. Twinkie lived in one house, and we had the Casey's, and then we had where Jared lived, and we just all hang out, do all kind of stupid things. But I remember one night I went to Twinkie's, and she was dating a guy. He had a CB 350 motorcycle. There I am. I'm 15. All right. And he come pulling up on a motorcycle. I said, cool, hey, that's pretty cool. Can I ride it? And I expected him to say no. Hell no. And no, he throws me the keys. he threw me the keys. And I said, well, hell, okay. I threw the helmet on. Didn't I only ridden about 2 or 3 motorcycles before then, like mini bikes and little Honda 50s and shit like that. And hell, I took off. And I went like I always do, up and down Kendale on a motorcycle, me, no driver's license, And you got to remember, I had hair probably down to here. Right? I was a hippie. Had my field jacket on, had my headband on. I was playing the part. But I'd go up and down Kendale in this thing. The camp cops would show up. And the funny thing about the Sanford cops, there wasn't like maybe 5 or 6 of them in the whole place. Most of them had to drive their own car. Just the patrol. And well, hell, they get after me, and I'd take off. And right there at the end of Kendale, there's a Williams Street, and I used to shoot down Williams Street, and right at the end of that street, they were building apartments, and that street was blocked off. Had a big permanent barrier there, pretty much. And I just zoomed by the barrier, and keep getting it, and it'd stop, they'd stop, and they'd turn around, and they'd go off. They did that twice, and the third time I tried to get away from them, I shot down the same street. Got right there in the street, and the motorcycle ran out of gas. Yeah, that was fun. Cop pulled up. I said, well, hell, you got me now. What the hell? I pulled my helmet off. My hair fell out. Got my headband on. He told me to go sit in the car. Okay, I sat in the car. I went, instead of getting in the back seat like supposed to, I got in the front seat. And I sat there playing with the radio, all kinds of crazy, stupid shit. But, well, hell, they took me down to the police station. Which at the time, it was over on, I think it was Steel Street, there in the old Coca-Cola building. I can tell you how long this was. I mean, this is back in the 70s. They took me in there. And they said, well, you're going to call your father. Oh, no, not my father. I mean, good God. And they knew him, which is the bad thing about it. Everybody knew my parents. I couldn't go anywhere. They say, look at you, Rex's boy, aren't you? Yeah. You Will Blanch's boy, aren't you? Yeah. You couldn't get away with nothing. But my father was a hard ass. Now he didn't play around much. It come report card time. You just raise your arm up because he's going to grab hold to it. We're going to go around the maypole. Because he's beating your ass. But he wasn't a bad father. I can't knock him much. He taught me a lot. Even after he died, he taught me a lot. I remember a whole lot of things he said. Now, I'm pretty sure back in those days, I drove my mother apeshit because I stayed in trouble. But anyway, I had to call my father. And I called Dad up, and what was let me back up a second, because this is the same night that me and my sister were supposed to have went to town together. Okay. Mom and Daddy figured, if I'm with my sister, I could cramp her style, and if she's with me, she could cramp mine, which I didn't have one. But we were supposed to be there together. That's my sister. This is back probably about the time. And well, hell, we get in the car. We hit Kendale. Hey, she went her way, I went mine. She went and did her thing, I went and did mine. But anyway, Daddy thinking that we were still together. I called him up. And he'd answer the phone. Hello? I say, Pop. Yeah. I said, can you come up here and get me? He said, yeah, where you at? Jail. And about that time, I heard mom in the back, daddy went off. He said, I son of a bitch, mom in the background going, what's the matter? What's the matter? What's going on? And the only thing my father said was, I got to get your son out of jail. And hung up. I didn't know if he was coming or not. And I sat there in the jailhouse there. I mean, well, not jailhouse, but right there in the office there until he showed up. And here I am. I'm thinking, Pop was a hard ass. He didn't play. He showed up and he got in the car and we started home. I was sitting there expecting, all hell to break loose and he kicks my ass right there in the car, But he didn't. He didn't say a word really. And came home and I just went to my room. And what was really the worst part of the whole thing was I wanted my ass beat. I would rather have had my ass beat than to see the expression on my father's face because he was disappointed in me that night. But that was one of my worst nights. But it was a trip. But that's some of the things I did. But like I said, I used to get out with my friends and we'd cruise around up and down. As a matter of fact, here's a few pictures of my younger years. That's probably about what I looked like when I got off the motorcycle. And a little crazy. And my room was true. It's true. My room was unfit for human habitation. I was a wild child. And that was me in Oklahoma. And we used to like doing stuff like this. Setting off smoke grenades from the military. But we got together not too long ago. Like here's an old picture of a friend of ours in Kendale. That was Kendale. And it was a nice place. I mean, it really was. I mean, back in the day. Now, let's say the strip. We used to go up and down this thing. If you see the yellow poles over there, they try to put gates there and somebody come along and tear them down. Every time they put them up, somebody come along and tear them down. But they tried to stop us from cruising, and finally, in about the mid-90s, they did. And that's just how it was. Drinking. Hell, before the cops really got kind of weird on us, Kendale was a safe haven. You could sit in there and drink beer on the hood of your car. And the cops would, well, that's something else. But the cops wouldn't say nothing to you. I mean, they come say something, tell you, how you doing? I'm doing good. Hold the beer up, He said, all right, y'all be careful. And you drive off. All right. And then it got to the point where they'd come along and they would dump your beer. You have a cooler full of beer in the trunk of your car. And they'd come along, open the trunk. Okay. See the cooler of beer in there. Here they go. Pouring out. And it finally got to the point where they'd run us off, and we ended up going up to the field above Kendale. I mean, that place would be packed with like a concert going on, and it was neat. But like I said, cops come run you off. They got to the point where you just couldn't do anything in Kendale anymore. But later on, I got with a few friends of mine, and we decided, we're going to do a Kendale cruise. This was like 2010, 2011, somewhere in there. We said, what we need to do? We need to do a Kendale cruise. So, yeah, okay. Well, I put it on Facebook. Hey, we're going to do a cruise tonight. And we did. I mean, we got about everybody who wanted to do it. And it was a good night. And let's see what I got. Wait a minute. Hang on. Rick Ward. There's Eddie again. Some old cruising buddies. Yeah. There's one from Eddie, Grandpa Dink. I don't know why she's calling him Grandpa. I think it's because of my beard. I don't know. We got Randy. Me, Randy, and Lewis Cook. We used to ride our motorcycles and stuff all over the place. And Randy, most of the time, he'd get us in trouble. Ain't you right, Randy? Look at hippie. Yeah, I was a hippie. You know me. Hey, brother. What was I saying? I can't even remember now. But like I said, I kind of had to pull this show out of my butt. So I hope I'm doing some good. But anyway, we put on this cruise night, and it was pretty cool. Matter of fact, here's like my little small Kendale gang. All right, starting from the left, that's my sister. The tall dude looks like Predator. That's my brother-in-law Robert. Dome Dean, me, one of my best friends in the world, David Casey, and the old lady there, and his sister, Donna Casey. And what's really funny, last time I seen her, she was living in a van, and she loves it. There's some more of us. That's my old van back there behind there. Yeah, right. But we put on this thing, and first night it was pretty neat. We had a pretty good showing of everybody coming to it. And let me just show you some pictures. And just right here, I had one of those. I had a blue and white one of a Cobra 2. And I got rid of it now because, they starting to be worth some money. Some guys showed up with a damn nice Camaro. I don't know who these people are. There's the Mustang again. I think that's a Plymouth, if I ain't mistaken. One guy had this Gasser 55 Chevy. Sounded good, too. There's a Camaro again. That's a sweet Camaro. Ain't no lie. But this is what we did. Just rode up and down this thing. Believe that a 4-wheel drive Volkswagen. Had that show up. That was pretty cool. That was a Duster. That's my buddy Paul. I mean, not Pete. I mean, not Paul. Peter. He's into Volkswagens. He's got, man, he can come up with some nice old Volkswagen stuff. There's a whole gang of everybody talking. Hey, Eddie, there you are. Call me Grandpa. Oh gosh, that's his son's little mini truck, and I did the lettering and the pinstriping on that. There's everybody in their natural habitat. But we had a pretty good showing. I mean, these are like two or three different events we put on for Kendale Cruise Night, and there was one time we had it, and the cops showed up. And they run us off, and here we are, a bunch of old farts, basically out there trying to relive a life, And they come, and what's really funny is when the cops showed up, and we were all gathered in there, and they asked, "Well, who's in charge of this thing?" And everybody pointed at me. I said, "Oh well, we going to jail." But no, he's a pretty cool cop. He just told us, if you want to do what you're doing, take it down to the other end down there where there's no stores. I mean, poor thing about Kendale is that it's dying. I mean, it's the lower end down there is just a mess. I mean, which I really hate. I hate that because that was what my childhood consisted of, was Kendale, and then little sweethearts everywhere. There's some more. Now, we also had a club at the time, too. It was a cruising club, and it was the Kendale Nights Cruising Club, which we kind of did a spinoff from the Hollywood Nights movie, and we were just a cruising club. That's all we wanted to do. And it's short-lived, but we had fun. That's my old van, home time there. Like I said, there's a few vans in it, most of them are mine. One thing I love more than, well, I can't say more than vans, but what I love also about the rat rods. I love a rat rod. I don't care. I love raw stuff. I don't like the nice shiny chromy stuff. I really don't like that, and I don't know why. But we had a couple of those show up, and they were cool. But like I said, I had some friends that we used to hang out together. And like I said, David Casey there, he was one of them. I think we did the most cruising of anybody. I remember we had also another friend, Curtis Reeves, and he had a 1968 Ford Galaxy 500. It was tan. It seemed like they were all tan, you know. But he had stock rims on it, the ugly black standard rims. But he had that thing jacked up in the ass. I know 3 feet. And when you're cruising around, and it's like you got to put your feet on the dash to keep from falling on the dash, But we cruised around in that thing. I had another friend of mine. Name was Hank Carroll. He had a 1973 Ford Mustang Mark I, gold and black. And I loved that car. I loved riding in that car. And me and him were cruising. This is back in my younger days, I was probably 16. Yeah, I was 16 at the time. And he could get a hold to some good, he could get a hold of some good stuff. And me and him, we would go riding, cruising around, and we'd stop places, And by the time we opened the door, it looked like Cheech and Chong getting out of the car, down smoke road. But anyway, one time we stopped at the bowling alley, which is really funny because it was right next to the courthouse in Sanford. And hell, we had the munchies bad. We needed something to eat. So, and this place had good hot dogs. So we rode up to the bowling alley right next to the courthouse. We got out, walked all the way into the bowling alley, sat down, ordered our food, believe it or not. And we sat there, and then Hank kind of looked at me. He goes, Tommy. I said, what, man? Hank had a hippie hat, one of those leather hippie hats. And he had brooch clips hanging off of it. He had pipes sticking in it. Hell, he had a big bag of pot stuck right up in the top of it. He had all kind of drug paraphernalia all over this hat. And we didn't really notice it at the time. But they were having a police and sheriff's bowling tournament in the bowling alley at the time. And we got looking around, we started seeing like guns and badges and stuff, on people. And we're sitting there going, we don't need to be here. He just kind of pointed at his hat. He says, look. I said, you fucking idiot. We got to get the hell out of here. And we just kind of like made our way along the wall, and just kind of snuck out the door. Didn't even eat our food. We ordered it, paid for it, didn't eat it. And anyway, we got out and got in the car and we took off. Wasn't quite the place to take a break. You know what I mean? Oh God, that was a fun day. That was a real fun day. Let's see who else we got on here. Randy, you got to write something, dude. Oh, what's this? America, just forever love you all. Thank you for a speedy recovery. What? I don't know. Okay. Eddie. I love you, brother, but what the hell? Call me grandpa. I don't care. But anyway, we had time. Matter of fact, actually, with my life cruising around back when I was really young, in American Graffiti, you had Milner and you had, Richie Cunningham and Han Solo, all them guys in the movie, American Graffiti. I was Toad. I had nights like Toad had, but we had a good time. But let me show you a few more pictures of our cruise days. LTD, old LTD. You don't see them much anymore. Of course, there's 80s Volkswagen. But yeah, that end down there where the flea market is, that's where they would let us park because there's nothing going on down there. And it's about trashed. Had some people I went to school with. We even had four-wheelers, four-wheel drives. But we had good times. We had, even back in the old days, we had some good times. And everybody wanted to dress the part. I didn't see that one. But that's how it looked on Saturday nights and Friday nights back in the 70s and 80s, man. There was cars going all up and down. I mean, And hell, nobody really shopped on Friday and Saturday night, so hell, we pretty much had the place to ourselves. But it was fun. I don't know where y'all cruised at. I'm pretty sure y'all had a pretty good time, and I hate that the show didn't quite turn out the way I've been wanting it to. But hopefully, me and Connie can get back together again, and we can do another date whenever she's free. She had some personal things come up, and she just couldn't do it today. So I kind of had to pull this out of my butt, you know. And I just hope I hope somebody enjoys it anyway. Oh, let's see who we got here. Yeah. Steve Brigandy. Brigandy. I hope I got it right. I don't know. Yeah, Johnny, that was your truck. That was your truck that you messed up. Oh, thank you. I love telling stories. I got a buttload more right now. I can't remember. I tell you, if you ever went to a good party and you remember it, you wasn't there. Yeah. What's up, Johnny? You had a shot. What you doing? You like listen to you, Grandpa. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Hey, I got it right. Okay, good. I'm glad I got it right, my friend. I need to get back up with you and see how the advance coming. I really do. Yeah, Johnny, I miss the old days too, man. I tell you what, and I miss it. I miss cruising up and down Kendale. I mean, that was, and see what's really funny back in the '60s, the late '60s, early '70s, they cruised up and down Hornell Boulevard between like Ray's Restaurant. Used to go up through there, circle around Hardy's, going up into town and jump on, I think it was Wicker Street, and go around to Burger Mint, come back out, cruise back down to Ray's, and then about early '70s they moved it to it kind of merged over to Kendale, and that's where it was until it got ended, and I really hated it ended, but hey, stuff happens, life goes on, and oops, wait a minute here. Get rid of Johnny. I got rid of Johnny, but we had a good time. I mean, I used to like my friend. As a matter of fact, I want y'all to pray for Ricky Gwynn. He's a close friend of mine, and his mother is fighting cancer, and I want everybody to pray for him. He needs it. He really does. But anyway, Ricky's a good friend of mine too. I met Ricky when we was riding motorcycles. We were cruising around where, well, hell, when we got about 6 or 7 of us, we decided, well, hell, we're gonna go to the store, get us some beer, and we're gonna go down to the river, party at the river, right? So hey, we all grabbed a 6-pack of beer, strapped it onto the motorcycles on the back on the seat there, and we were taking off. We were going down Hornell Boulevard. We come to the light there at Wendy's, and I got to looking, and there was I think it was on Martin's motorcycle. But anyway, his beer was leaking. It looked like it was taking a piss off the side of the bike, And about that time, a damn cop pulls in behind us. I was like in the back row, and I think Martin was there. Cop pulls us two over into Wendy's parking lot, and the rest of them took off. So there I am, and what's really funny, these cops was weird. They would take a little wire with a little piece of something on the end of it, shove it up your tailpipe. Hell, I didn't have no mufflers on it. But he didn't say anything about that. Go figure. He pulled us over, wanted to know what we were doing, where we were going, all this good shit. We all just shot him a bunch of crap, And finally they let us go. And we took off down to the river. And he took our beer away from us. But we took off down to the river. After that, I don't remember what happened. I really don't. But that was one little incident we had with the cops. We had a lot of incidents with the cops. Stuff like that we used to do. But anyway, you got any more? Oh, we got more. Get another cruise. Let's get another cruise go one night. Yeah, we can do that. Hell, I'm game if you don't mind the cops running us off. Like they did last time. What we need to do is get a bunch of walkers. Let's all stand out there with walkers. Maybe they won't mess with us. Who is Mr. Donna? Johnny, yeah, I met Ricky when you had that white Grand Prix. Oh man, oh man, I love that white Grand Prix. I think me and him used to cruise around in that thing all the time. T tops. He had Keystone mags on it, wide tires. That thing was bad as hell. But he had the wind. He had the windows so dark tinted that you couldn't see in, you couldn't see out. And we'd pull up beside the cops, right? Cop car be sitting right there beside us. We pull up beside the cops. I'm sitting there giving it a finger, that kind of stuff. And I love that Grand Prix. Oh man, that was a nice car. I wish I had a picture of it. Gosh. Yeah, you're right. I think we met Ricky in that car. Yeah, I love that car. God, I love that car. Oh, let's see what we have. Good night. Have to leave. All right, Eddie. We'll see you later, brother. Come by and see you sometime or another whenever I get up that way again. Oh God, yeah. I miss that Grand Prix. He did. Well, so funny. Me and him, we used to meet up there at the car wash there on Willen Avenue, and he'd tint my windows. He could tint windows like nobody's business. He tinted them on my Demon, and hell, he put like 3 layers of dark tint on his Grand Prix. I don't know how he seen that. I don't know how he knew where he was going. I really don't. But yeah, you're right, man. That was a badass Grand Prix. I don't know what year it was. I think it was like a 70, 78, 79, something like that. But yeah, that was a cool car. That was a badass car. A whole lot of badass cars around Sanford at the time. I can't really say it was a badass car, but it was a neat car. We had a guy in town. He does airbrush work. He does damn good airbrush. Everybody knows him, Whitey, or as he's trying to say, Whitey. But he had a 70 or 71 Ranchero. When I first saw it, it was called Land of the Lost, and he had all kind of airbrush stuff on the side of it. It was blue. He had the first change steering wheel I ever seen. But he had a 351 Cleveland, I think, and it had the dual quads coming out of the hood. He had all the old stuff, slot mags, and it wasn't all that grand. But he cruised around in it. Let's see, Rancho, yeah, everybody remembers that car. I mean, he yeah. Trying to remember some other cars. Hey, you remember any other cars down there, Johnny? Used to roll around town. Because that was a buttload of nice cars. I remember going to a friend of mine's house, and he was putting a camshaft in a 340 Dusters, black and white. And it was really funny about the whole thing. Nowadays, I couldn't do it if I wanted to, but we'd throw a cam in it in one Saturday morning in the afternoon. We took it out, put it right back in. And hell, we had that thing. We was cruising about 6 o'clock that evening. I couldn't do it now, save my ass. But there was a whole lot of nice cars back in those days. Like me, I didn't really have nice cars. I had pieces of crap. Well, where'd they go? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, here we go. Like my first car, which everybody knows, was 71 Javelin. It's a piece of crap. I told a story about when I was trying to buy a motor for it. My daddy wouldn't let me do it when I first got the car. But I cruised in it for a while. Cruised in my Demon. I met my first wife in that car. Should have burned it to the ground, but no. And that was my Dodge, my 66 Dodge, long wheelbase. And of course, my old El Camino. Not my El Camino. What am I talking about? Econoline. Gray Ghost 2. That one I wish I still had, and I wish I never sold it. Never. ZZ Van. ZZ Van. I don't remember ZZ Van. I remember John Fields' van. He had a black Chevrolet. Had a porthole. Black with, I think it had red pinstriping on it. And we lost him years ago. He was in a bad motorcycle wreck. He died. But it was really funny. And he was, to describe him, he had glasses. He had one of those 80s perms, right? Well, hell, I seen that van after he died going down the road. And person driving looked just like him. And come to find out, it was his sister driving his van. Scared the hell out of me. Oh, which Dodge? My old Dodge. Yeah, that it was cool. It had a slant six in it, three on the tree, three on the tree, and it was slower than molasses. It took you forever to get up 65, but hell, I didn't care. As long as I was going places, hell, I didn't care. But yeah, I love that Dodge. I loved them all. But I never had no fancy cars like Ricky did. Ricky had a whole bunch of them. I mean, he had some nice stuff. But that's about it. I mean, like I said, he's on my old cruising buddies that's sitting here talking to me now. No, you're right, Eddie. We need to do it again, brother. Just for the pure hell of it. Anybody else want to do that? Hell, we can do it. I'm game. I've been to jail before. But those are just some stories. I kind of like had to fill this space in with something. So I hope my banner buddies enjoyed it, even though we didn't have many vans and all that. And the story that I was going to do, we couldn't do. And hopefully I'm off this week, so hopefully I can do like 2 or 3 more shows during this week. So anybody got any ideas? We can do them. Okay. Hopefully we'll have something. I got to keep this. I want to keep this thing going. It seems like it's doing a pretty good thing. I ain't heard no negativity on most of what I'm trying to do, and may need some help for it. Because to be honest with you, it cost me $50 a week to do this show. Not a week, $50 a month to do this show. It's not free. So I may need some help. Because I still got to fix my van. Motor in my van is still screwed up. My little van, it's so. So let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Johnny, just don't go. You got a cool ride no more. Why ain't you? All that money you making with Eddie. You ain't got. Okay. Too far for cruising for me from Australia. Yeah, you're right, bro. Yeah, it might flood out before you get here. But I tell you what, we put on them cruises. I mean, it was a pretty cool deal. I know Barry Reynolds, he's putting on the car shows down there at the hot dog stand, which that was a cool deal too. What you laughing for, Ron? What you laughing for, Johnny? I mean, hell, no, you're making money. God. Jeez. All right. Well, I just about exhausted all of what I have. Okay. But like I said, hell, man, really, the United States needs needs to revive the cruise if the law can just leave us alone. If they could just do that, that would be a blast. But like I said, next time we need to get walkers. That way, we're old people. They leave us alone. But we're just trying to show the kids, how it was back in our day, and just give them a little history lesson of what they're missing. Like now, kids don't know what to do with themselves. They want to stay home, play video games, or get on here, and do stupid stuff, or get into drugs and crap. Of course, yeah, I was, the pothead back in the day, but I grew up. Not to mention, I drive a truck and I can't do that crap no more. Oh, let's see. Keep the show going. I'm from Australia. Enjoy the stories, pics, and history. Thank you, brother. Hey, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. like I said, I gotta figure out a way to make money with this thing just to keep it going. So it's we'll figure it out. We'll all figure this thing out, and we'll do it again. Hopefully, I can get some more guests with their vans, and we can do some more van things. And I want to give Connie. I ain't giving up on that story, Connie. Okay, I still want to do it because she's a cool lady. She's a classy lady. She's, she got class. Seriously, and she knows vanning history probably better than any of us. Because she has, I mean, she wrote for different magazines, back in the day. So I really want to talk to her. And got a few others I'm working on. Hopefully we get that done and keep this thing going. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy getting on here, telling stories. I try to make it as enjoyable as I can. Like I said, I try to make funny of it. Like I used to be crazy, but I'm not anymore. Medication works. Nah, I'm just kidding. Okay. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I got to get up with my sister and my brother-in-law. We're going to get on the video game. We're going to kill people. Okay. Just something to do. See, I'll tell you what, y'all keep it, y'all keep the sunny side, shiny side up, keep the greasy side down. So I can tell you, don't, you go in places, be careful. Okay. But we're going to get out of here. And, why ain't this thing moving? Huh? Oh, okay, there we go. And hopefully next show we'll have a good one. I'm pretty sure we will. And all these other bands that I've interviewed, I got to go through and see what else is going on with these guys. So I'll have that. And we'll get it done. We'll get it done. So for right now, we're going to get out of here. Like I said, get on my sister. We'll kill some people on the video games. And I love y'all. So y'all be careful, and we'll see you next time. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see what I got up here. Okay. Later, bro. Yeah, I'll come down there and see y'all sometime when I'm up in Sanford. Yeah, I kind of miss everybody. I really do. I haven't really seen anybody lately. I kind of keep to myself. That kind of thing. Let's see who else we got. Good night. All right, James. You're in Australia, right? Hope you're one. Yeah. And Alan, of course. Alan, thank you, brother. I try. I try my best, and I like entertaining y'all. I like talking to y'all. And we talk vans, man. Talk vans. Hell, we talk anything. It don't make a difference. Just sit here and run my mouth. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get out of here. Let me get my stuff ready to go here. And like I said, keep the shiny side up, greasy side down. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. If you do, charge them. Okay. So I'm getting out of here. We'll see y'all later. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh man, that hurt. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll do it again next time. So we'll see you later.